The Prime Minister of the Bahamas is in hot water for an alleged breach in Bahamian law. Our One Caribbean News' DeAndre Hamilton explains what's going on.
In a matter of months, even weeks, the Bahamas' Prime Minister might face possible severe consequences for what is being described as a breach of Bahamian law. A $24,000 plus price tag is only the beginning of a probe that will be launched into public treasury spending on a political party trip by the Progressive Liberal Party administration. The controversial trip, which was billed as an official visit, saw Prime Minister Philip Davis speaking at a political convention for Bermuda's ruling Progressive Labor Party on October 19th. Later, the PLP issued a statement admitting it was their trip, and copies of an attempt to repay the hefty bill began circulating on social media. Press Secretary at the Office of the Prime Minister, Clint Watson, suggested that no breach was made as Prime Minister Davis had planned to reimburse the Treasury.
The Prime Minister would have intervened when he recognized that he would have been speaking to political party, and he said, well, no, let's have the reimbursement happen. That's why you would have heard the discussion as to whether it's untoward or not, or whether any breaches. No, it was the normal process of planning an official trip for the Prime Minister. However, when the Prime Minister recognized that leg of his trip, he made the decision and the determination that his party would pay for it instead.
Watson also said the PLP party has not yet repaid all the money spent on the trip.
We're still waiting on the final figures to come in, and that's why the Prime Minister would have said yesterday, whatever is owed, the Progressive Liberal Party will pay as the bill comes in. What you would have seen paid, the check issued, would have been for the air.
Leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard, is not letting it go, though, saying he suspects it will be found out as unauthorized public expenditure. The FNM leader and Marco City MP says he's going to the Public Accounts Committee with the issue. DeAndre Hamilton reporting.
All right, thanks so much, DeAndre. Meantime, Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has announced that the residents in the east and southeast of the island who were impacted by massive flooding a week ago will be relocated to some safer areas. He said his government had already started discussions on the matter. Several areas were cut off and roads were washed away when a through island affected the island, causing flooding and landslides. One man lost his life in the deluge. Skerrit, while visiting the impacted areas, had spoken about residents moving, and they were on board.
I spoke to quite a number of them during my visit to San Sauvé and Petit Soufrière that we have to look at relocating. Relocating the Petit Savan way, relocating the Dubic way. We have done this before and we can do it again. So now we are looking at possible locations, safe locations to build new communities. And many of them met me and miscarriage, this time we shall move. We shall move. And so we are aligned on this, and we'll be working with them. We'll have the concept and share with them at the appropriate time.
And meantime, this weekend kicked off the second largest female I put in the wrong one. Can we just go to the next story and end at that thought? Well, meantime, in some parts of Florida, damage assessments from Hurricane Nicole are outpacing Hurricane Ian. For Volusia County, that total is approaching $500 million. Amanda Dukes reports.
Saturday night, days after Nicole's fury ate away much of the foundation from underneath these beachside homes, pieces of concrete block continued to break off and tumble down onto the shore, stunning people walking by.
It's surreal because growing up here, we've seen these houses along the shoreline for forever. And then coming back just to see it, it's just, what can happen.
Volusia County is asking residents to stay off the beaches, not only because of the danger from damaged structures, but also possible debris in the water. But curiosity continues to drive many to come out for a look. Stacy Goodwin just moved to Port Orange from New Jersey.
It's horrible, horrible. This is the second storm in 6 weeks that I've endured, and I've never seen anything like this in New Jersey. We had Superstorm Sandy, which was horrific, but these poor people, It's just heartbreaking, and it's absolutely terrible.
The Volusia County property appraiser has submitted the initial damage assessment report for Nicole, and the numbers are astounding. The total dollar figure is $481 million. That eclipses Hurricane Ian's damage of $377 million. Daytona Beach Shores suffered the most property damage with $370.3 million. New Smyrna was next at $51.1 million, followed by Daytona Beach at $50 million. For some of the storm victims, rebuilding will take years, if they rebuild at all, and that moved one onlooker to tears. Tell me where those tears come from.
It's just because, you know, they work so hard for this, you know, all their lives, and in a matter of a second, it's gone. It's gone. It's just so heartbreaking.
Yeah, definitely heartbreaking seeing those images there. Well, meantime, a piece of South Florida history was erased on Sunday. The once luxurious DYouville Hotel in Miami Beach was imploded after years of neglect. That 17-story hotel once hosted the Beatles and President John F. Kennedy during the heyday in the 60s. An engineer told the owners of the 65-year-old hotel that it needed to be demolished, and Miami Beach building inspectors agreed. Now it's not clear what will happen with the beachfront property now. Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Ross wanted to build a 350-foot tall hotel on the site, but that plan is in limbo. Miami Beach limits buildings to 200 feet, and a city ballot measure to change that failed on Tuesday. Well, meantime, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos plans to give away the majority of his fortune during his lifetime. Bezos says he wants to devote the bulk of his $124 billion net worth to fighting climate change and supporting people who can work to unify humanity. This marks the first time he has announced plans to give away much of his wealth. Bezos has taken criticism in the past for not signing the Giving Pledge, the promise by hundreds of the richest people in the world to donate most of their wealth to charitable causes. He says legendary singer Dolly Parton stands as a shining example of someone with the capacity to bring people together and help solve challenges. Parton is the most recent recipient of Bezos' Courage and Civility Award, which comes with a $100 million grant. Bezos is ranked as the fourth wealthiest person in the world, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index. He serves as Amazon's executive chair after stepping down from the company's CEO role in 2021.